In the grand kingdom of King Stephen and Queen Rosalind, the birth of their daughter Aurora was a long-awaited blessing. The entire kingdom rejoiced, and to celebrate her birth, a magnificent christening was planned. All the fairies in the realm were invited to bestow their blessings upon the princess, except for one old fairy who lived deep in the forest and had not been seen in years. This forgotten fairy, furious at being excluded, appeared uninvited at the christening. In her hand, she carried a spindle made of pure gold, which she had enchanted. With a voice as cold as the winter wind, she proclaimed her curse upon the princess. On her 16th birthday, she would prick her finger on a spindle and fall into an eternal sleep. The king and queen were devastated. But just as the old fairy was about to leave, a young fairy who had been hidden away for years stepped forward. This fairy, who had been watching over the kingdom in secret, still had the power to soften the curse. She declared that while the princess would indeed prick her finger and fall asleep, it would not be eternal. Instead, she would sleep for 100 years, awakening only when true love's kiss broke the spell. Determined to protect their daughter, the king and queen ordered all spindles to be destroyed and banned from the kingdom. They raised Aurora in a secluded tower far away from any danger, surrounded by loyal servants and guardians. The princess grew up to be kind, gentle, and remarkably beautiful, known throughout the kingdom for her grace and charm. As the years passed, Aurora's 16th birthday approached. Despite the king and queen's precautions, fate had its own plans. One day, while exploring the far reaches of the castle, Aurora stumbled upon a hidden chamber. In the center of the room, an old woman sat spinning at a wheel, her hands deftly working the spindle. Intrigued by the sight, Aurora approached the old woman. Unbeknownst to her, it was the disguised old fairy who had cursed her. Mesmerized by the spinning wheel, Aurora reached out and touched the spindle. A sharp pain shot through her finger, and instantly she fell into a deep, enchanted sleep. The old fairy cackled with triumph, and as the curse took hold, a dense forest of thorns grew up around the castle, hiding it from the world. Everyone within the castle, including the king, queen, and servants, fell into a deep slumber alongside the princess. Years turned into decades, and the kingdom outside the thorn-covered walls faded into legend. Stories of the beautiful princess and the cursed castle spread far and wide, becoming a tale passed down through generations. One day, 100 years later, a brave young prince from a neighboring kingdom heard whispers of the enchanted castle and the sleeping princess within. Determined to prove his courage and win the heart of a true princess, he embarked on a perilous journey through the dense thicket of thorns. Guided by hope and driven by love, the prince fought his way through the menacing vines until he finally reached the castle's gates. With a determined heart, he pushed open the heavy doors and entered the silent halls. Inside, he found the entire castle frozen in time, as if waiting for his arrival. He ventured deeper, guided by an unseen force, until he reached the heart of the castle. There, lying upon a magnificent bed adorned with silken sheets, he found Princess Aurora, more beautiful than any tale could describe. Moved by her serene beauty, the prince approached and gently kissed her lips. In that moment, the curse was broken. Aurora stirred, eyelids fluttering open as color returned to her cheeks. The prince's heart soared with joy as Aurora awakened from her century-long slumber. With Aurora's awakening, the entire castle came to life, The king and queen, who had slept for 100 years, awakened to the joyous sight of their daughter restored. Servants and courtiers stirred from their sleep, bewildered but overjoyed at the return of their beloved princess. Amidst the jubilant celebrations that followed, the prince and Aurora's love blossomed. They were married in a lavish ceremony, attended by dignitaries from across the realm. The kingdom rejoiced, and the tale of Sleeping Beauty and her prince became a legend, celebrated for generations to come. And so, true love's kiss had triumphed over dark magic, and peace and happiness returned to the kingdom under the benevolent rule of King Stephen and Queen Rosalind, with Princess Aurora and her prince living happily ever after. Thus ends the enchanting story of Sleeping Beauty, where courage, love, and the power of true love's kiss brought a century-old curse to its joyful conclusion.